an okay opening to their draft. Both teams just picking heroes that are super popular inside the meta right now. They ban out to Timbersaw, which is a little bit of a surprise, but I think it's just like a personal preference thing, especially if they plan on opening their draft with a Kunkka. And they respond
Let's
by
see.
picking a Rubik immediately afterwards. I mean, they're playing into a Weaver and a Beast Man. If you can steal Roar, it's amazing. If you get any Weaver spells, it's great.
As
Um,
real feels good pick here for sure.
I don't know. It's not an amazing game. It's not like you're playing it into a Lion or Jakiro, or you can just pop off, or anybody with an amazing ability like you're not stealing a black hole or anything like that. But it's pretty good. You have a lot of single target disabled here between Bane and Lilith on Rubik. You have a huge single target ability, or huge disable on Kunkka, and you can itemize to go even further in that direction if you go Aghanim Scepter. I really like Kunkka for that reason. He's incredibly versatile with what items you build to fill whatever needs you have in a game. I think he'll probably get nerfed for that reason. That he fills he's able to fill too many roles.
I think that's just like one of the things that makes this hero good, though, right?
Yeah, but they probably have to get rid of it.
I love the
All
Razor
right,
pick here. This is super strong. It does kind of force the Kunkka to maybe be safe lane, um, as opposed to playing it into the mid lane. You could also just safe lane the Razor
it's
into the
much more
Mars.
likely.
It's not
Oh,
great into the Mars though, because he could just spear you away every single time you go for the static link. So this is, in my opinion, probably a mid lane Razor. It's something that I can see. It's something that I can see Kits playing more than Scourge.
I see it as either a 1 or a 3. I think it's really unlikely to be played in the mid lane. A lot of people realize that mid Razor is kind of bad. You're usually doing your own thing and farming for a little while, so you're not making rotations, making plays happen on the map. Like your timing is BKB refresher. That's when you feel super powerful, and the mid usually needs to come online a little bit before then. You also feel a lot better going to side lanes. You have a lot more room to run people down, take advantage of your extra movement speed with Storm Surge and the time it takes to link somebody up. Also plays super well with lane supports, either with the Weaver to like give people a minus armor and run people down, or Shadow Demon to set up people with the Q. It feels much better than playing it in the mid where you don't have that much room to play with things. So almost certain that this is going to be a 1 or a 3 Razor.
Okay. They get rid of the Puck. They ban the Templar Assassin. I'm curious what they end up doing on the side of Wildcard if they want to run this mid lane Kunkka or the safe lane Kunkka. They ban out the Puck, and I guess anticipating that it's going to be the safe lane, so that they would need a mid lane hero as the last pick for the side of Wildcard. Sam playing Bane, not the most unorthodox. I think this is like pretty much one of his main heroes. He just has been spamming Bane ever since he moved to position 5.
Yeah. They're talking about that in the NADPC broadcast. SVG was mentioning that one a lot. The fact that he's new. He was fairly new to position 5 at the beginning of the season. He's improved a lot in a pretty short period of time because he wanted to be the captain and whatnot. But when you're switching over, you generally have to spam a single hero a lot so you get more familiar with the intricacies of your role. So Bane was the hero that uh, was not banned a lot of the time. Like weak enough to make it through the draft, but also a super strong hero. And that became his bread and butter. So obviously they're going to pick that for him first if it ends up getting through.
So they end up grabbing the Storm Spirit. Pretty good pick here considering the bans, right? Both Puck and Invoker removed from the pool. The question is, what does he want to take to the mid lane here on Esk? And there's not a lot of good counters left for the Storm Spirit.
Yeah, I don't know.
You
They
could,
might just run the Kunkka mid against it. It's reasonable enough. I think Stormfear wins that lane a little bit just because he has such high armor against the Kunkka. You also have to
yeah.
play into his abilities. 1-1 is super good against him. Yeah, there's not any amazing heroes. I feel like if you run the Kunkka position 1, you're going too hard in the idea that it has to be a safe lane carry.
Oh, Lena. Okay, well, that's one of the better counters, so that's good.
I mean, they don't have any jump until Storm Spirit manages to get his level 6. And yeah, it is very heavily Lina favored inside the laning phase, but it kind of turns around the moment the laning phase ends and Storm Spirit has his level 6. And usually we just see the Storm at like level 4 move over to the jungle, start hitting creeps. Then once he's 6, either like bottle a rune or just jump on top of Lina and find a kill. So they need to be fairly disciplined. They need to either follow Storm Spirit into this jungle at like level 4 when he leaves and tries to stop dealing with Alina, or they need to ward up the camps ahead of time so he's forced to sit inside the lane and S can pull super far ahead. So as long as Wildcard does that right, then I feel like they can deal with the Storm Spirit. Otherwise, I prefer the cuts lineup.
Okay. I mean, one thing to consider, I would say the cut definitely did their homework coming into this game and drafting wise, because Bane's going to be pretty much the first pick for Wildcard if they get it, and you respond with an immediate Beastmaster pick. So this is one of those things where they're like, yeah, we know what to do. DNM probably practiced this here a little bit just to get ready. And I think that alone gives them a pretty strong advantage in this safe lane. And I don't know if they'll be able to slow it down. I think DNM's Beastmaster is going to cause a lot of problems. So I'm actually with the cut on this one as well.
I don't know how well DNM plays the Beastmaster. Again, he switched over from like mid and carry in order to play the offline because he's severely lacking in offline. He's done an amazing job. I mean, he's up to rank 23 now, as we were talking about earlier.
That's pretty good. Impressive feat. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. But I haven't seen enough of his Beastmaster to know how good he is on the hero. It plays so much differently from the roles that he previously played, but he's silver on the hero. He's obviously played it at least a couple matches.
Giant quick ward in the mid lane. Very nice.
And we actually don't see either side warding up each other's small camp. I mean, both these heroes move over in the small camp either when they rotate to go get runes or just like after quickly clearing out their lane. So surprised that hasn't happened yet. He's holding onto a single sentry still on Pengu, and he's hanging nearby the mid lane, so he might walk over there in order to ward it up on the enemy side, but they have an observer ward that'll scout that one out already. They should have made a movement earlier if that's what they were going to go for. So did their homework, but maybe haven't done enough of their homework. That's what I want to say.
I like that. Man, I cannot get over Yamsun's new name. I absolutely despise it. I like, how are you supposed to say this?
Yviz?
That's, there's no way that's intentional, right? Like, what is this name?
He's actually demanded that you call him Yviz. He gets very offended when you don't.
I don't believe you.
Would I lie to you on broadcast to make you look foolish?
Yeah, absolutely. What?
I don't think I've ever done that before.
Wait, what? I mean, I would never do that.
A pleasure working with you as always, Ricky.
Oh, good stuff, good stuff, good stuff.
All right. Well, I'll pay attention to how this lane goes. You end up going for Dragon Slave level 1. Some of you see them go Electric Rake because, of course, Kits is going to be forced to play into the wave.
Sammy just going to have a rough time top doing with Boars and Weaver the whole time.
Yeah. Beastmaster is one of the better solutions to Bane. And, you know, like you said, they probably did their homework to know this is, if they live this through, Sammy's going to pick it for sure. We can pick the Beastmaster against it. We can run it at him with the Weaver, and he is getting absolutely beat down at the moment.
I mean, you eventually trade successfully on Sam's Bane, but Giant knows. He's like, there's 2 sentries here, guys. Where I mean, he originally thought it was taunt, but there is also a second one. So Giant will just pop the salve, go for the D ward here in a moment, and there it is. But he will not know about the second sentry to the north that he still has to be a little bit careful about.
Yep. Not a vision of the first one either, so as long as he watches himself, I think he'll be fine. We'll see if Yamsum ends up revealing he doesn't there. I think he thought about going in for the auto attack onto Giant while he was invisible, but he opted not to. I don't know what that one's all about. Tip coming out.
I mean, my guess is he went for a static. I don't know. I actually don't know. Weird. Maybe just got a cheeky deny.
Yeah.
I mean, so far, bottom, Divide Llama, CSing pretty dang well against the Razor. This is not a matchup the Razor does like extraordinarily well in, just because you're against Rubik, who has Telekinesis. Mars has both Spear and God's Rebuke, so you don't really have any options to get the static link off for more than like a second. So I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up putting like an early second point in the plasma field. You might go 2-point static link and then leave it there.
No, he'll go Plasma Field, I'm pretty sure. You know what is a weird skill build though? Kits end up going 1-1-1. I mean, it's normal in Storm Spirit, but up against Alina, who you're very unlikely to get close to, you usually want to put the extra points into Static Remnant and Electric Vortex and go 2-0-2 on the Storm. And then level 5, put the point into the Vortex. So you have it for 6.
Yeah. Yeah, the overload damage and Remnant is a lot. Definitely worth it.
Yeah. He's going overload instead, so it means he's going to try to look for a kill when he's level 6.
Ooh.
Rather than focus on farming.
Nice Light Strike Array there. I mean, Kits actually was coming in for that Vortex, so if that Light Strike Array missed, you might have been able to find the kill there onto the Lina.
Lina's got a Water Rune and a Fairy Fire.
That is true. That is true.
So I think he would have been fine.
Where'd this Weaver go? He's just back in base? Was he stacking or something? I don't know. He did fall pretty low top at one point. It looks like he's contemplating going mid for a bottle refill.
He's AFK at the moment. He needs to make a decision.
He's like, do you want a bottle refill? And Kits is like, hold on.
He's like insisting, take the bottle refill. Oh yeah, he's probably like, wait, the wave's coming into the tower. I don't want to give you any of my XP.
Oh no, he ends up going
and then
top.
Giant says, that's enough.
I'm going top.
Yeah. Kits would very much like a bottle refill now.
Ooh, Vortex has caught him. Esk will actually get out, pops Fairy Fire. Will be okay for the moment. Couple auto attacks with the Dragon Slave. Who ends up winning the trade? The Raindrop. It goes the way of Esk. The bonus attack speed from 3 stacks of that Fiery Soul. That is a, you know, sometimes you just fight it out. And in this case, you win.
Yeah, in the middle of that last auto attack, Esk he held that one perfectly, walking just far enough back. Didn't end up getting hit by the last Static Remnant. And just like that, Storm Spirit's game becomes that much more difficult after you give up that kill. And he was ahead of Lina before that as well, but now...
I mean, Lina's got level 6 too, so it's going to be difficult to come into this lane. If you catch that Light Strike Array, you're almost guaranteed to catch that Laguna as well.
Yep.
Sam? Nah, he's fine.
I'd like to point out that Wildcard is more disciplined than the cut. As Lina actually has a sentry down beside her small camp. They figured they would ward that one up, but they didn't.
It's a good one.
Yep.
Top lane, DNM. Maybe a little bit of... he's pretty tanky. They will just use to clean up the board, though.
Cut never bothered with that one.
Stupendous.
Or maybe they're just so good they knew they would never be able to get over there to ward the camp.
Whew.
And I'm bad for thinking they should waste the 50 gold on a sentry.
Yamsun's having a pretty good time on the safe lane, Kunkka, honestly. X to hit the Bane, let him go back to base, regen up, bring some items. Not bad. Look at that. Sam's happy. Meanwhile, mid, they will see the Weaver rotating on in. They've got a ward here scouting it, so Esk just going to try and win the 50-50 maybe. Nah, there's too many creeps here in the mid lane. Doesn't want to risk it. Bottom lane, Alex. LSA will catch him, but Vortex perfectly done there from Kits. They grab himself a pick off, so not bad. Meanwhile, Giant grabs the Arcane Rune at top. Sam trying to find a trade there, but a little Sakuchi away, so he's going to be fine.
I think you could have got him. He was below 150 HP on the Weaver. He had Brain Sap ready. I think Weaver might have been able to play around Fog.
We're going to see an Expo top. The Sam rotating right back in. Oh, he doesn't even need the help. Just a big cleave there from 3 points in the Tidebringer. He gets himself a kill onto that Beastmaster. And this was kind of an eventual conclusion. Like, that was going to happen at some point.
Yeah. It was. All right. Alex finally getting to work here, stacking up these ancient camps. I think he blocks it, though.
It's like, hey, buddy.
Being a massive nuisance.
Oh, no, he ends up getting this. Oh, no, he didn't get the stack. What the heck? Oh, there's a stack on the hard camp below. I see. It's like, I heard a sound.
No, there wasn't.
Yeah,
no
Razor stacked the hard camp below.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
that one. I thought you meant the other one.
No,
yeah, you're right.
They blocked both camps. That was a sick block by the Shadow Demon.
Yeah.
Bottom lane, Scourge. Gonna get found here by Divine Llama. Perfect spear right into the wall. Same rotating in, trying to find the kill. They get it with a God's Rebuke. Plenty of damage coming in, and an offensive tip there from Sam. There's some bad blood maybe here between these teams.
Nah, I don't think so.
Nah, it's just
that's just how Sam
gaming,
is.
It's just how they do it. Top lane, return kill potentially here onto Yam. Let's see if Kunkka can actually just TP home. Oh, just barely. The Remnant grabs him.
Does end up going down there. Unfortunate. What can you do? Stormbeard finding enough kills to keep up with Lena's farm. Lena does farm a little bit faster thanks to Fire Resoul. But Lena was supposed to like be winning much harder than this. That's why you end up last picking this hero. You don't have like a traditional position 1 because you decided to pick the Kunkka as like a gotcha in the mid lane. I mean, Kunkka's a reasonable enough pause 1, but it's definitely underwhelming compared to like your typical ones.
Well, thanks to the death on the top lane, the rotation allows him to grab the tower. That's just what Beastmaster does. He's gonna have that Helm of the Dominator coming out any moment now, so well done by him. Smoked into the triangle, Esk and Sam not gonna find anything quite yet, but they know they've gotta be here in the jungle. If they find this Helm of the Dominator on the courier, this is pretty big, and they definitely will scout it right now. Yoink. Oh, look, another courier. Oh, man, it's a slaughterhouse there. That's unfortunate.
There is little hope for Dire's middle tower. Radiant's bottom tower.
Divine Llama continue to push bottom lane. He don't push nearly as fast as Beastmaster, though, so it's going to take a moment before he actually gets the tower. Eve. That's Yamsun, by the way. Apparently, it's pronounced Eve, which I don't know.
Eve?
It's pronounced Eve.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Calling him Yamsun.
I gotta hear it from his from himself, you know. Yamsun after the game messaged me, tell me.
No.
3K gold lead for Wildcard. It kind of makes sense. I mean, they dominated all 3 of these lanes. That kill mid from the Lena put him off to a really good start. Kunkka also just basically free farming top, finds the solo kill there onto the Beastmaster, and then bottom, Divine Llama with that arena kill onto the Razor. So they're managing to pull a little bit further ahead.
I mean, Scourge went to the Falcon Blade. It's normal on the Razor in order to have extra mana to farm, but it's also a sign that he could be willing to participate in fights a little bit earlier.
It is just, yeah, super essential.
Yeah. Mana to farm. Yeah, controlling a lot more of the map than the cut is, so they're just going to continue this lead unless the cut makes some aggressive movements. A lot of this is going to be on Kits, but it looks like he really wants his Orchid before he's doing anything.
I don't really blame him. Like, the Orchid is a huge power spike for him, and if he goes into these fights without it, like, you can't really jump the Lena until you have the Orchid.
I mean, another huge thing that slowed him down was that the Helm Dominator on the courier getting killed.
Yeah, that's big. It is coming out once again.
So,
just a moment.
Hopefully this time it doesn't get sniped. I think, hold on, I'm gonna switch to Dire Vision. I want to see if they can get flying out.
Nah. He's running through the trees.
Yeah, looks like he's going to be able to make it there.
All right, Blink Dagger for Divine Llama. That's a big one. Blink Arena going to be very good at helping secure kills. Giant getting a couple D wards.
And now 4K note with advantage.
It's been a slow increase so far for Wildcard. I mean, they're just being more efficient around the map. Kunkka just also a hero that farms incredibly fast.
Yeah. I mean, at the very least, DNM's Helm Dom is now complete. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any good creeps for it. He takes what he can get. He just grabs a Wild Wing Ripper, and I think he's probably going to try to put some pressure on the mid lane now, but you would have liked to do this several minutes ago.
Yeah, it is a hero. It is a creep that can tank towers, which is a big part of it. Link comes out from Divine Llama, ends up missing the spear, but on the backside of the fight, who do they find? It's going to be a Sakuji stolen from Alex Roar onto the Kunkka. There's an Arcane Rune here. No one grabs it. Kits grabs it instead on the Storm Spirit, and now the Arena holding them in place, but there's not really any follow-up damage. There's going to be the Laguna the Dragon Slave. The spear will be able to finish off that Beastmaster. But SMD on the backside comes in, gets a static Link, but they get a really nice Fiend's Grip. Going to get canceled there by the disruption, though, and Kits running low on mana, but Esk just a little bit too far forward. Sam comes in, gets a Nightmare, but chased down nonetheless. They're looking really good here on the side of the cut if they can keep this going. But Kits, Tucky's underneath the tower, gets a zip out, just 0 HP, but Alex continuing to chase here with the Scoochie, zaps him for the kill.
With the Fade Bolt. One more Shadow Poison, maybe two will do the trick. All right, never mind. Doesn't end up throwing the last one out onto him.
Mars got,
he's got the raindrops as well.
A creep deny. The Weaver was chasing him down. He got a neutral creep deny.
Not
Oh,
bad.
Pingu. He might be in trouble here. I think Alex is going for this. No, he's not. Okay, he's out of mana.
But jumping into that fight initially, a lot of things off the mark. They didn't end up grabbing the Storm Spear. They gave him up the Arcane Rune. And of course, him being amazing at jumping the backline, managed to get on top of Lina, blow her up as well. Sammy, I think Kit's got away with way too much in this fight, and he got away with way too much in the early game as well. So I definitely win that team fight, but Wildcard still in the lead, 4K net worth. Further ahead than they should have any business being at 5-5 at 13 minutes into the game.
I think if that Storm doesn't get the Arcane, that fight is totally different. Like, the Lina definitely doesn't die if Storm doesn't have Arcane Rune there.
Oh, absolutely.
A little bit of a oversight there from Wildcard. The Arcane Rune just sitting in between their both teams and knowing that there's a Storm on the other side. Gotta deny that one or just pick it up yourself.
All right, never mind. The owner of Wildcard messaged me, and he wrote...
DNM caught top lane. Arena Spear from Divine Llama sets this one up. Rotation from Esk. Got interrupt you on that one. Nice kill. Helm Dom creep as well. Meanwhile, mid, Static Link out for the Razor X to boat him back. Alex here, trying to offer some assistance on the Rubik. But maybe in a little bit of trouble. Instead, they find Shadow Demon. Divine Llama sets up another.
And Eves, as Grip insisted I call him, ends up making it out. He doesn't go down there. And is working towards the Shadow Blade.
Oh, is that what the manager or the owner messaged you about? He says his name's Eves.
Eves.
All right, Eves. That makes
E-E-V-S.
I mean, that's
V-E-S.
It's definitely Y-V-E-S. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. You know, you're probably right. Successful team fight going the way of Wildcard, bringing up to 5 and 7. I mean, as far as team fights go, things have been pretty even, but they're just playing. They're farming up so much more of the map. Lina at 140 CS, Kunkka at 150 right now. Giant.
Oh, what a play by Sam. Catch with
I
just a little
can't help
tumbler toy for fun. Love it. No need to commit the Fiend's Grip either as they grab themselves the kill there onto Giant.
Yep. I actually don't like how Eves came up here into the top lane with the Lina and the Bane.
4-point plasma field stolen by Rubik, man. That's rough. Sam on the side here. They're gonna know about him though. Yeah, they see the ward placed right up on that high ground, so it should get dewarded pretty much instantly. Oh, the sentry expired. Unlucky. Thought the plant didn't.
Or completed now on the Storm Spirit. But unfortunately for him, this timing coincides with this Lina finishing up a BKB. She's only 50 gold away.
Yeah. You'd have to punish her before she picks it up, but she's farming safely in her jungle, and with the bounty rune, she's got more than enough money for it now. Nightmare does catch the Razor. Sam, he's going to be right under a ward, though, and he's just going to go for the D ward right away. Fiend's Grip as well. They've got the catch. There's no one here to save him, and Scourge will go down. Sam back to the warding mission in hand.
Orchid doing a lot of damage there, being able to blow up the Kunkka.
They did manage to find Kunkka, you're right.
But it's like, that's only one kill, man. Kunkka's only 1,450 gold away. Lina's got the BKB in her inventory right now. You no longer have the ability to jump her. She's 2,000 net worth ahead of you. Well, a bit less than that now. After you found that kill off on the Kunkka. But he was almost 2,000 net worth ahead of you before that Kunkka kill. Like, I don't think Lina has any business being this much further ahead.
He got a pretty good gold bounty. 434 gold. Yeah. The Storm Spirit, that's pretty solid. But you're right. I mean, this game, it feels a little bit rough for Wildcard. Invis rune here for the Storm Spirit might allow him to find a kill. What did I say?
Rough for the cut.
Oh, yeah.
You said rough for Wildcard. No, absolutely not.
Looks great for Wildcard. Yeah, not rough for Wildcard.
Yeah, they're in very good shape right now. Once this BKB is done on Kunkka, I think that's the time that they're waiting for. They're going to start playing more inside the enemy team's triangle and in their jungle.
Sam, another nightmare. He's caught the Weaver. He doesn't have the damage alone. The question is, will the rest of the team come in place? There's the Light Strike array comes through. Oh no, he gets caught by the sleep. It didn't get canceled. His Bane's silenced. Kid's caught by a boat though. Does he have the Laguna? He doesn't. The nightmare lasted too long.
It's not the heat, it's the humiliation.
Very lucky there for the side of the cut. That could have been a disaster, but the ward, it will scout DNM as S trying to close the gap. He's got a BKB, but a nightmare, or not rather a disruption, will buy him the space.
Yeah, the roar came out just a moment or after the disruption came out for the Shadow Fiend. I'm not sure if you saw DNM in the middle of the cast animation for that one. At the same time, Pingu jumped in and hit Lina with the disruption. That was almost a disaster.
Well, he's got a Helm of the Overlord in 10 gold, baby. And as when things start to look really good, Esk forced to BKB, gonna just TP home. No chance, got Demonic Purged.
Yeah. DNM, you know, finishing up this Helm of the Overlord, definitely making the correct decision there. There was no way he'd be able to get on top of that Lina in time for the Roar to cancel the BKB TP. Oh, it's like we mentioned. It was very unfortunate the Orc ended up coming out so late. Very nice timings here on Wildcard. BKB on the Kunkka being flown out right now. Looks like full team gonna sit inside the mid lane.
I mean, they got the Helm of the Overlord creep. They'd love to use it to continue to push, but it's not easy. There's a lot of D push just from the Rubik. He steals one good spell.
This is ambitious.
Into the Roche Pit? I mean, they've got decent physical damage. It's just Eye of the Storm doesn't work, so...
They react to this immediately on Wildcard, though. Eves ends up TPing the top lane. Clears that one out, and he's just going to make a beeline down there. Actually, they might be a little bit too late. I think he didn't have time to clear out that creep wave.
He doesn't have the blink. They get the disruption. Bash onto Kids. He's still going to grab the Aegis, and now Divine Llama comes out. Spear Arena will catch the Beastmaster, but a Roar and a defensive disruption. Stolen ends up trying to save him, and now Kids, low on health, able to survive. There's going to be the Aegis pumped from him.
He's going to get zipped on, though, the moment the Storm gets back up.
Yeah,
Kids.
they're looking for Eves, though. They'd love to find the Kunkka. Fiend's Grip mid from Sam. Manages to take down Giant, hiding in the trees, but Kits has got him. Continues the chase. They end up losing 3 big heroes here on the side of Wildcard. Is you end up only getting the Aegis and I think 2, right? Yeah, they got Weaver and Shadow Demon.
Yeah. I mean, it was awesome what Wildcard noticed they were doing that and responded fairly quickly, but they got a little bit too greedy on the Kunkka. He needed to move to the Roche Pit right away. If he had gone in there, dropped the boat into the pit, they would have been forced to back up. And that play doesn't happen. They don't get those last 2 kills. The Storm Spirit doesn't have the Aegis. Because he just doesn't have the mana without its second life. So, a little bit... I would say their ability to play the map and get ahead so far on farm over the cut kind of punished them there. Trying to be as efficient as possible and clear out that creep wave before going into the Roche Pit with that TP at the top on the Kunkka, and that is what ended up taking them just a moment too long.
Lina does finish up a Chrysalis, so she's still got a ton of damage if she can, you know, freely attack heroes. Now queuing up the Satanic just to try and hold her ground. But, man, this is going to be difficult nonetheless. I don't think she can do it alone. She's going to need a lot of damage coming in from this Kunkka soon. We haven't really seen do a lot in the fights yet.
I disagree. I do think that Lina can do the damage by herself. This hero is very scary.
I just worry about the Storm, right? Like, if Storm just sees Lina, he just zips onto her, and what do you do? Top lane, they find Bane. Sam just gonna go down here to Kits. Orchid, easy kill for him. Gonna go for the TP out. Esk, LSA just off the mark, but he sees Giant on this Weaver trying to run away here. He's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
DNM.
The biggest concern is if the Bane doesn't protect the Lina on the back line. Like, I don't think Lina should be getting jump as long as some people are doing like a reasonable amount.
Yeah. It always feels very good killing the Helm of the Overlord creep, and Alex managed to grab himself Sakuchi once again. So, very annoying spell for the Rubik to have.
Yep. Is getting close to this refresher. Now this is one is the biggest issue. Lina can deal with the Storm, but Kunkka is not going to be able to deal with the Razor the moment this refresher orb BKB gets completed. 12 seconds magic immunity, double link, double eye of the Storm. This will melt Lina in the middle of her BKB. What's up about Kunkka in the middle of his BKB?
They smoke up.
Yeah, they have to make the plays now. You can't wait for this Razor to finish up their
they
first
know
orb,
their
and they know
bottom.
it. Yeah,
They intercept with Pingu as well. This would be huge. Sam, Fiend's Grip right away. There's the disruption, though, to cancel, as well as the Orcan on the backside. Divine Llama not going to get any option to follow this up as the BKB comes out. The Roar to cancel. That TP out, and Eve's on the run. Stolen Roar from Alex. But I don't know. Kits pop right back into the boat. S comes in, pops his BKB, trying to just lay into the Storm Spirit. He's going to get him. He's got vision on the high ground and just TP's home. Giant trying to chase down Alex. Should be able to do it with ease, and he's caught him with the Dust. Spirit Vessel will burn him down. So ends up being a 2-for-1.
The Razor got a little bit lost in the sauce in that team fight. Static linked up to the Mars, then just immediately walked away from him. So wasn't doing as much damage as he could do. Divine Llama managed to stay alive because of that. Storm Spirit doing almost all the damage, but they focused him down. I did like how they baited that one out, though. Very quick disruption reaction and Storm Spirit jumping in, but rest of the team just wasn't there and doing damage. It was all on the Storm Spirit, and just like I mentioned about Lina, she can't do it all by herself. Storm Spirit can't really either.
Yeah, they kind of hedged their bet on that Fiend's Grip, being like, yeah, there's probably not a Shadow Demon right next to him, right? And unfortunately for them, it was right next to him. So, yeah. Instant save into the BKB. Otherwise, that fight could have been really rough for the side of the cut.
I want to acknowledge the tumbles, though. The tumble move there by Sammy, that was sick.
Yeah, he's done it a couple times now.
Yep. Trent was talking about, Trent talks about this one a lot, how this item is ridiculously broken. The fact you can get this at 7 minutes and it's a gap closing.
Oh, Spirit. Oh, Divine Llama almost pins that Giant against the wall there. Would have been very close.
Problematic, yeah.
Sam with a nice D ward as well. All right, the cut looking pretty good. I mean, this game is really close. It was a little bit out of hand for the first 15 minutes. It was looking kind of rough, but looks like it's definitely kind of even. A 4,000 gold lead doesn't mean a lot for Wildcard at the moment, as the cut, I mean, their team fight is so strong. They got the BKB, the refresher almost done on Scourge here. Kits on his way to his own BKB.
Yeah, they have about 2 minutes to make something happen. They're going to try here. Sam, he's going to be making a call. He pings this out and he TPs in, but he's playing against Hawks. He could get scouted out and die immediately.
He was trying to set up a kill maybe onto the Ancient Black Dragon, get that quick 250 gold, but it doesn't end up working.
Yeah.
End up smoking on the backside. The question is, do they see anyone? Sam, pretty
Hawks
deep into the triangle.
Yeah.
Deep into the jungle here. Eves as well. They have a sentry down. They do see Scourge, and they will have to just walk away. Tumbles out of the jungle there.
They scout out the Rubik with the Hawk, but they don't have a ton of vision. All right, now they see Lina. That's your target.
Lina and Divine Llama underneath a ward. S doesn't get the BKB off in time. He's got a Satanic, though. Beautiful Fiend's Grip onto the Razor, and S, he's going to get aggressive. Kid stunned up. Does he get out? Just barely, but SMD, he's the one in a lot of trouble. He's going to get brought right back into the hands there of the Kunkka. Nightmare mid onto the Weaver as well. LSA off the mark, but doesn't have a lot of mana to work with. He actually might survive. Divine Llama, spear off the mark, but they catch him with the Torrent instead.
Yeah, trying to jump that Lina, but everything went on to her, and after she got the BKB off, if that was time to get out, the Razor was on top of the Static Link in the Eye of the Storm. Both these go through BKB, but at that point, he was hit by the Primal Roar, which was stolen there by the Rubik. He got hit by the Fiend's Grip, which never ended up getting interrupted, so no damage was coming out. Yeah. Committed way too hard and didn't deal with any of the control. I mean, if you get a second Eye of the Storm, maybe, but Storm Spirit just couldn't do anything. He couldn't commit far enough forward. Giving up the Roar was a major mistake as well. So you got to be able to cancel out that Fiend's Grip on Storm Spirit. You got to make sure the Rubik doesn't get that Roar from you on the Beastmaster. Just a Bosch team fight. Super well executed by Wildcard, keeping that Lina alive.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Out the Razor.
And she's itemized so well. I mean, just going back for the Satanic right away, it's very good. So just making sure to be able to not only have the BKB to try and get her out of these rough scenarios, but also having the Satanic there as well.
Yep. Well, these Kits. Oh, come on, cancel your team. Decides not to do it. I guess he figures that they're probably hiding in his jungle right now.
Yeah, no one's showing. It's scary.
And he wouldn't be able to 100 to 0 here. Actually, yeah, I take back what I said. Don't stay. I'm
there's
stupid.
no chance he 100 to 0 Zelina. She's got almost 3,000 health.
Yeah, Satanic at a BKB. Yeah, I'm just really dumb.
It's okay, buddy. You're really pretty, at least.
Thanks.
Happy Valentine's
Happy
Day.
Valentine's Day, everybody.
Love it.
Yeah, let's think about this one, really. Sammy boy TPing up in the trees.
He's gonna go
don't
for it.
like.
Nightmare out right away. Bug will catch him, though. Spirit Vessel on the money. Sam just trying to run away from Giant as Kits is gonna go for the dive to finish this off. Alex comes in, though. The Arena Spirit ends up catching the Weaver. He is super dead, and Esk with the rotation in as well has a DD rune to boot. If they find Scourge, he is in so much trouble. Eves
he's
comes
got
on in.
pressure
He's
wound.
got the X into the Torrent and the boat. Pingu, no chance of surviving this one, so they will just go ahead and grab both of the supports. They did buy back Sam for this, but he didn't have any way of TPing into the fight, so no Fiend's Grip to come in, stop that
They
Razor.
will take Roche, though, which is respawns now.
Yeah, that's really good timing if they can find it. It's going to get scouted by the Hawk at the moment. Jungle items dropping.
Illusion.
They got some
That's
really
one thing
big ones, too. Elven Tunic on the Lina is so sick.
Yeah, that's one thing I wanted to touch base on. I feel like they've underutilized the Hawk with the Storm Spirit. They've rotated to the top twice now, and Sammy's just TP'd in and has been hitting the trees. And they haven't had Observers / Sentries down on Wildcard. And Storm Spirit could have fairly easily just jumped the Bane twice now.
They're coming in. Nightmare, catch the Beastmaster. Oh, the spear! Perfectly done from Divine Llama. No follow-up stun, though, as Kits will be able to survive. A Stolen Roar once again from Alex. Throws it right onto the Razor. That Refresher never going to have an opportunity to be dropped. And a tip from Sam onto DNM. Thank you for the roar, sir, he says. BKB available for Divine Llama if he wants to use it. Eves will be able to find a kill onto Pingu as they're looking for more. Blink forward from Alex, but doesn't find anyone behind the tower.
I give this one up now twice in these team fights.
That's the third roar.
The third one? Yeah,
That's the
I mean,
third?
it just makes it so easy to take down this Razor. This 12-second magic immunity means nothing if you give up the roar to the Rubik, and you can use it from so far away as well. He's just under no danger. Wow. DNM. He beating himself up a little bit about after that one. But gonna get right back to farming. Now 13k net worth advantage. The last couple of minutes really been pulling their advantage here.
Well, BKB there for DNM. Makes him a little bit tankier. Doesn't stop spell steal, though.
No.
That one,
Doesn't
you
stop
can't
spell
BKB
steal.
that.
Yeah. I mean, they have a lot of things that just deal with magic immunity. The blocks on the side of Arena, stopping the auto attacks from the Razor and the Storm Clear. Roars, Fiend Scripts coming out. A pain in the ass to deal with.
Kid's bottom lane. Needs to be careful. There's a Hawk Vision, though, and that will scout out the Bane. And instead, it's going to be Sam that's in trouble. Just taken down. The laugh from Kits.
Yeah, and that's them finally utilizing it like I wanted to see them do. This Bane's been playing around the tree line so much, and again, the couple times they were pushing the top lane on the cut, this Bane very easily could have been punished by the Beastmaster, but wasn't. And this might just come down to DNM not being hugely experienced on the Beastmaster. He's only level 6 on the hero, and he used to play
He was a
mid
safe
slash
laner,
safe lane.
and then
Yeah.
went off lane, back to mid lane, and then back to off lane.
Yeah. He has been pretty consistent with his Hawks, but he's been like dropping them in Roshan and whatnot rather than the tree line when they're trying to control an area around a tower.
Mid lane, telekinesis from Alex. Into the Stolen Roar. Oh no, Kits. Defensive disruption is there, but they get the kill. Perfectly timed on that Dragon Slave.
Yeah. Well done there by Esk. And they're just going to walk right up to the high ground. No buyback available on Stormbeard. He bought out before that happened. He went for the Kai Assange.
I mean, no, he bought a BKB, man.
Yeah, it's in his backpack right now.
I think he
Kai
had
Assange,
it,
BKB,
like,
that's
bought
it.
the components, and they were, like, in his stash or something. That bottom lane of barracks just fell so fast. As they're now looking mid, the AC doing work. As Eves will just TP back to top. They're looking for DNM. He gets the X. He's got a BKB. We'll be able to use that. So he is out. Meanwhile, Esk finishes off the mid lane of barracks here. And will grab both ranged and the melee, and they retreat with ease.
And without the Storm Spirit, they're not going to be able to catch this Lina. She just walks away.
Oh boy, did you see what Eve's picked up, baby?
That is a sheep stick.
That is, yep, that is a Scythe of Ice. That is going to be a rough one to deal with.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense he would go for this item. Lina's doing all the damage. She's got Daedalus Satanic right now. You just want to be able to lock down the Storm Spirit or whoever else is trying to like run at Lina. If you can hit Storm with the Hex, Lina's able to just stand her ground regardless of the static link drain.
Lina's got way more than a Daedalus, man. She had an MKB delivered off Courier.
Yeah, they got 1 minute left on this Aegis, and they're looking to close out the game with it. Smoked up.
He's got Roar for another second if he wants to use it, but he does from downtown. It connects. Can they actually follow it up? There's the Hex, comes through. Still stunned, but he will make it out. DNM inside drops the arena onto the Shadow Demon, but Kits follows it right up to try and punish him out. There's Scourge, popping that Refresher, but taking a lot of damage still from Esk. Down to 100 HP, but still will survive. Demonic Purge is there to slow down the Lina at least. So you lose the Mars, but you committed a lot off the Radiant, right?
Yeah. You're happy with that on Wildcard. Ask, he's going to go back up to full mana, another 25 seconds here.
He goes in, pops the BKB, looks for Lina, or I'm sorry, looks for the Rubik, gets the kill. He's out of mana. Needs to be very careful.
Ask has to be a little bit careful as well. 13 seconds left on the stages. Both teams can tell after the update. Everybody's able to see when the Aegis expires, and if the Aegis had a little bit longer, it would have gone for the Storm Spirit, try to finish him off because you could see that he was out of mana, but he opted to take the safer bet and just, walks back. The 100% correct decision there, by the way. I feel like dying on the Lina here, you make your game much harder than it needs to be, or at least longer than it needs to be.
Yeah, Weaver grabbed an Orchid. Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, it's good in the way that you can interrupt the Fiend's grip on the Bane, but it's not good in the way that everyone has BKBs now.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's going for the supports, right? He's trying to find Rubik and Bane, and that's what the Orchid's for. Kits manages to find an Arcane Rune there. They're going to smoke it as 4 as soon as they grab this.
I feel like you grab the supports.
Rune for their team.
You saw a Refresher Orb on Mars?
I didn't, actually. I was just clicking as you were pointing it out.
Well, Refresher Orb is now on Mars.
Nice.
I feel like even if you get the supports in a situation like this, I mean, you've got double BKB on Mars, you got double Arena on Mars. You're playing with ranged cores that are trying to pump out damage. Your Menagerie on Beastmaster is being controlled up.
I mean, Eves is just doing a ridiculous amount of damage on the Kunkka now. He's got the Tidebringer cooldown at 25. You got the bonus attack range from Lina at 25. So these guys are just laser beaming from downtown. They're going to smoke up once again here on the cut. Try and maybe flank the backside of Wildcard here. It would be a really sick find, but they've got Alex hiding in the trees. He's going to get caught. Telekinesis try and save himself, but SMD continue the chase. Alex, will he be able to survive? It doesn't matter. We got a bigger fight on the front side. Kit's able to get outside of the arena, looking to get on top of the Bane. They get the kill. DNM does it, but the damage from Esk, it's there. It's too much to deal with. They catch the Weaver as well. Double kill for the Lina. You lost both the supports, but you lost the Beastmaster, and he's underneath the ward here on SMD. He's gonna have to BKB, pops Refresher, but so what? Esk just dumping in the damage. Give him an ultra kill. Kits trying to stand his ground, but as pops the BKB, he gets hexed, he gets the kill. Bigu as well, in trouble, but caught for the moment. Ends up finally falling to the illusions there from that disruption. Double killed for Eves there. Kit's completely out of mana. A Spear Arena to catch him, and that is going to be a dieback on your Storm Spirit.
Everybody TPing out now. They don't want to run risk of fighting into the Razor as he comes back up, but I'm not sure if you saw the beginning of that team fight. That was a super sick play from Sammy. Very easy to do, but not that many people do it. The entire team fight after they committed onto him, partially due to the Storm Spirit's hole and the location it was at versus where the arena was dropped, actually, by a Divine Llama. Sammy just hugged the sides of the arena that entire team fight, and Storm Spirit, he just had to drop auto attacks on him to do damage to him, but nothing was connecting. If you sit along the wall, everything within 100 radius around your hero, like range attacks, they just stop. There was no way Storm Spirit could finish him off, so he wasted the entire duration of his BKB and so much time in these team fights just because Sammy was hugging along the edge of the wall.
Very nice. And the other thing too is Razor gets found underneath that ward, the high ground ward, pops all of his kit to try and survive, and just gets absolutely demolished by the Lina. And as long as this Lina's able to stand and just dump out right clicks, there's no chance you're surviving. And Pingu about to pretty much meet the same fate in just a moment here as Eves just absolutely dominates him. Bane catches a roar though. Nice telekinesis from Alex, try and buy some space. Gonna pop that Ghost Scepter, but Giant in pursuit. Should be an easy pickup. Oh my gosh, he gets the Nightmare. Sam, no way he gets out with the Glimmer Cape, right? Spirit Vessel, it's gonna finish him off. So just barely, but the Razor on the front side, that's an even bigger kill. They find Giant as well. Gonna get the time lapse away.
Man, they find Sammy, but looks like they've lost the war. No Razor for another 101 seconds. They've got Storm in 20, but I'm not sure he's gonna be able to do this by himself.
Lena's alive and in the base, man. There's no chance.
Fortify gonna buy you a little bit of time. If they're gonna go down, they're going down, kicking and
going into the
screaming on the
base,
side of the cut.
Oh, he gets dive bombed in the fountain. Very funny. DNM, however, not going to be as lucky. Can they get the spear onto the Storm Spirit? They try to guess, but it's incorrect. The Hex does come out, though, and yeah, that'll do it. Refresher there from the Mars, just for good measure, and the GG comes out. They grab themselves game number 1 here on Wildcard.
Yeah, looked dicey there for a moment, but they definitely brought it back. The cut and some crucial plays nearby that dire triangle. End up going a little bit too hard in on that Lina, then immediately punished. The steals out from the Rubik. These Fiend Scripts and the Bane, and everyone not being able to execute quite good enough in order to cinch out this game. I mean, it looked like they had their timing. They were coming back into it the moment you had the BKB refresher finished on the Razor. But they took some super clutch fights on the side of Wildcard in that moment they needed to they needed to execute and managed to bring it back.
I mean, it's just net worth difference, man. Like, there's so many more items on these cores for Wildcard. Like, every single one of them has an item or two on top of their respective counterpart. And it's just, yeah, they're just doing way too much damage as these, as the game goes on. And Lina specifically, like, dumping 40,000 damage in this game. Anytime a hero is just anywhere within striking distance, they just get critted down like 2 or 3 auto attacks. It was so difficult for them to deal with.
Yeah. The couple timing issues, couldn't make proper use of that refresher or being completed on the Razor. As soon as the Helm Dom was completed on DNM, his courier ended up going down. That significantly delayed his game, and I think that caused a lot of issues as well. They fixed a couple things. I do think they had a good shot at winning this game, but Wildcard is looking cleaner in game number 1.
Yeah, absolutely. I would agree. Well, everybody, we are going to go to a short break before we head into our final game of the evening. It's going to be the Cut versus Wildcard, game number 2 here on the BTS Pro Series Season 10. We'll see you in a bit.